solid, so they've got to be feeling confident at least when it comes to this known factor of Furia, a team that many are still getting to grips with new roles and new language and even new players. Mongols are comfortable. So we go into a BO1 to open up as the Mongols look to make yet another major playoff. That is their goal. Fury, timing is so awkward there on his wide jiggle. Didn't see Mazzino down bottom middle, and now Mongols have Furia trapped. The only way to go is forward.
Mazzino backstab pulling up now, but MongolZ is watching this. And that's where the rest of the Mongols are coming from as well. MongolZ gets this info ahead of time. His teammates move in to help him, and there is the assistance. Quickly dealt with on the banana wraparound.
Yeah, I like the Furia speed up there, because even though you might fear like it's a stack or something because they've got the info, they've seen we're all banana, it's actually not the case. It's actually a 4-1, and you've already dinked the B player, so Furia speeding up, avoids the stack, which is the flank. 9-10 is going down with a bomb here. Good reaction for Furia, gets him on the board. Was that MongolZ?
Yeah,
I love how they're all speaking each other's languages as well. They're all picking it up. We're hearing like 3 languages get used in this team all the time. First trilingual roster. Look at Yakinda's player cam, man. I'm never going to get over it. Blood smelling his monitor. Okay, the force is up. Mongols very good on these low economy rounds. Great in the chaos. Serato comes around the corner with Fallen. And they will rid Mongols of this position. No ammo to keep this going. Got to get out. Serato blocks, avoiding the stack. And they sit 4 on 2 up. They sit 3 on 2 up.
MongolZ up next.
Oh, we won't clear this.
Aggression from Mazzino should get punished. And so that's kept this A play on the cards. Yakinda is running the risk of going down here, but he gets that spot off and doesn't make a habit of sticking around, allowing this 1v3 attempt to come in for Blitz. Blitz hears that fullback, and that will seal the deal on this one.
Oh, no surviving for Blitz, though. Serato in the last place you'd expect right now. And so, clean for Furia. They keep it together. Get rid of that aggressive force buy round in banana. The Mongols have to stay focused here in this game. It's going to go by very quick. This is a map that has not done Furia favors as of late, but perhaps some prep coming in to stage 3 with some lead-in time, knowing your opponent. Fallen getting to anti-strat the Mongols. Got enough smokes.
Bomb has been planted.
Looking all fine, and dare I say dandy. 3-0 lead for Furia.
What are your thoughts on this Furia squad, like in stage 3? How do you think they're gonna do?
See, I put them on my 0-3, but I don't believe it, you know?
Okay.
I'm trying to read an upset. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the crazy result. I just think they're not proven yet at this level, but I do think this team's ceiling could be quite high. I just think it's going to be the kind of squad that's not going to be there every tournament, right? Like, we saw them at Astana come through Honeymoon, and to be fair, I think the Honeymoon is a big factor. Teams underestimating them. MongolZ home crowd. They took a map off of Spirit on the stage. Their train looks really, really good. So there are aspects that are really cool, but at the same time, I think this is going to be a team that's going to like make a playoff run, then get grouped, then make a playoff run, then get grouped.
Right.
I think they're going to be very inconsistent, especially at the start. So I don't necessarily believe in the 0-3. But I'd be very surprised if they made it to playoffs, I think, this early on. Like, there are some hard teams to beat here. Mongols meant to be one of them.
Well, we finally have the Mongols sat in a winning position right off the top of this round. A 5-on-3. Netted by probing this banana side, but also 9-10 roaming on that orb.
Oh, that might...
Yuri selling the fake. Even putting a kill in the feed. Mozinho dealt with. And Furia actually decide not to follow through on this original B play. They're going to try link back up with Yuri. Strength in numbers here for Furia. They hope by pack rolling they can break away back into this round.
Not a bad shout, but there's still 3 here.
Blitz can hear this. Does he try his hand at the spam? No, he just comes waltzing straight through. It's being held, being considered. Blitz's gambit denied, and now 9-10's all blinded off the angle. Senzu, a lot of responsibility here. He rises to the occasion. That is a beautiful sequence out of Senzu.
Sharp as hell. That burst on the box as well. Senzu showing up. Stage 3 farmer. That's what he's supposed to be here in the major for Mongols. This second kill is sublime and saves the day. When Furia made it, sure, very obvious where they were going, they were still making it interesting. 3v3 as they come up short side.
Senzu, very interesting piece, like, in the Mongol squad. I think when you look at, like, their runs in groups, this guy will do everything to make sure they get there. He's had some phenomenal rounds. You really see, like, the ceiling, the heights this guy is able to hit. But when we hit those playoff games, I think he's the one who has, like, the most distance to cover to get up to his level. I feel like he's the one who, in like critical junctures in games, has given away very important rounds.
He's the biggest playoff choker in Counter-Strike right now as a player. Like, he's the like the drop-off is the biggest of any player in this game when you go from group stage to playoffs. And sure, that's somewhat because he destroys in group stages. He is such a good player, and clearly there is a mental block for the Mongols when we hit that top 8. But you know, his drop-off's only so high because his peak is so high, but if he can play like that, we just want him to be able to keep that going into the high-stakes games onto a stage. That's the biggest shame. Because it's not about his gameplay, it's not about the strategy for the Mongols, like, oh, are they not prepped? No, it's a mental battle for this squad. And it is a very young team. It's the youngest team we have in Tier 1 right now. So there are caveats, there are reasons, but it doesn't make it any less sad to see that drop off. And so every event we ask ourselves, will this be the one where the Mongols break that curse? Well, first they've got to get to playoffs.
Yakindar
dead.
Fell first by the AWP, but Fallen's quick to retake this space.
Playing B off the back of it, they know where the AWP is. Fallen knows what the AWP is up to. But 9-10 holds him down. And now this B player is out of desperation, denied at the door. 5v2, and you may be better off to save in this situation. AWP, get out. Whoa, where did he come from? Oh dear, after time? Oh no! No money for you, Yuri, and no orb for MongolZ either. That round peters out. If Fallen was a little more decisive on that play, could have slipped behind B, but he thought the orb was still holding him. Nice round out of 9-10.
Second orb for Senzu, and he puts it to work. Even a tag through the half wall. There's aggression in mid, so this round is over before it even begins for Furia. They're fully boxed in. One kill for MongolZ, but that's the end of the line, and so the Mongols bring us a tie game. Double orb now known about. That's info for Furia. How does Fallen want to try and play against this?
Senzu no stranger to it, but it can be very hard to keep it running on CT side Inferno. You typically would just like one orb that's remaining unpredictable, but now it is predictable. Now Furia know no matter which site they hit, they're running into the AWP. Util is the name of the game here for Fallen. The king of the flashbang. Oh, good save. Don't know if they missed that smoke on purpose, but Yakinda peeks right into the gap. Senzu has a shot as well. That's bloody fantastic. They don't even smoke on that shot. Mongols don't believe that Furia are committing, and they're right. 9-10 with a second chance.
And his orb's been hitting. 9-10, it's just not missing a beat right now. Going through the motions, finally they put enough pressure on to force him off the line, but still, he's made out like a bandit with 3 kills in the round. And seals the deal on a MongolZ lead in this CT half. They're going to get there flawlessly as well.
Yeah.
MongolZ's save is still far from guaranteed at this point in the round. Come back, looks for that kill at bottom banana. Wasn't ready for the presence of the captain. Blitz floating around, good for the trade. And so the Mongols keep that round clean. Gonna come through with a little A-Stream update for you all as well. So this is your chance to mute. Over there, we have FaZe taking on Aurora. And right now, safe to say the Turkish squad have shown up in great form. They're looking at a 10-2 first half on Anubis. That is on the T side, but they're one of the squads that have a very strong CT half on that map. And that's with Zantares nearly 20 kills deep, going blow for blow with the top fragging Simple on the other side.
Yeah, FaZe let Aurora rather play.
Get to Anubis.
Anubis in the 01. That's
interesting.
I mean, they've liked to play at FaZe, but that's, yeah, get what you pay for there.
I guess, you know, limit testing yourself. Match 1 of stage 3.
It's only uphill from here. Furia, a lot of these rounds have slowed down and lost momentum. This one might be the same with that Molotov blocking. This just ends in a bang. 5 rounds, 4 alive. They stay away from the double AWP after that last one. Despite his success, trying to remain unpredictable. And MongolZ answering the call right now with 5 straight rounds non-stop. Going very much to plan. Furia, not quite the same.
Furia are burning these timeouts. That's how you can tell the strain they've been under these last 5 rounds. First half, you know, already just over halfway through it, and they've got 1 pause left here, so hoping they can have a solution sooner rather than later. They need something to show for this T side. They win the pistol, they stick the landing on those conversions, but since that point, everything has come up in favor of the Mongols. And then spearheaded by 2 players, you know, really going above and beyond. 9-10's AWP has been impressive from the moment it entered the field. Senzu now running a second AWP, but starting strong on the rifles. There's been no small feat either. Furia have started to feel very restricted very quickly on this T half. Locked out of important map control early. They've got no choice but to sit back in the early stages. And it's awkward. Even the presence of 2 AWPs here lowers the burden on the utility of the Mongols, right? An AWP on the angle can achieve the same goal as a smoke. You can just leave the AWP there, wait till he feels pressure before you drop any of your util. And so usually at this sort of minute mark in the round, you want to feel like you've burnt through a lot of that stopping util from the CTs. Furia haven't. There's still a full belt for Techno. Senzu, Blitz, and 910, all with smokes and molly still to play. And so this is going to be really rough for Furia, who now, as we approach the end of this round, will still have smokes left to run through. Tempo might be their best friend. Try and get in before that blocking util can come out. MongolZ up on top of the apartments, good for a double kill, but that's not been enough to keep the Mongols in this.
Wow, shocking that Furia break through there. Felt like they were just getting squeezed with that molly and apartments, but MongolZ had to drop immediately or not at all. He gets stuck between 2 decisions. So now Mongols have a tough call to make with no need for that smoke. Do they want to risk? Boost over for the AWP. Trying to find a player at the back of the bomb site, but Furia aren't giving this one away. And so Mongols really should just save. They have so much money, but this one is not winnable. Or so you think. So Furia, little lane crunch. They take 2 AWPs. Interesting. They have so much money. You'd think that some of these sharp riflers would want an AK.
Terrorists win.
But they're planning for the future. Oh, and the call came through. They saved 2 AWP. Furia know what they're up against again.
Good awareness from Furia, though. Knowing you're running into double AWPs, knowing you're running into a CT side with pockets of utility. An up-tempo round was the way through. And they're even aware of that double AWP again. That's the 5-round streak stopped by Furia. Now we see if they can start one of their own. Senzu is a good spawn here if he does want to try his hand at the peak. But these nades have been a fixture of the banana control. The half-wall smoke in as well. Decides it's not worth the risk. He's just going to play Anchorman on this AWP. It's a pretty aggressive stance, but he wants that early warning, wants a chance to fire off with the AWP and put the fear in Furia. Ollie does a good job of knocking him off of these angles. But for now, the 1-man hold is maintained. That gives the Mongols a lot of extra resources over here in middle. Awkward missed Molotov. It's come at a real rough time. It leaves Techno fighting all on his lonesome. Blitz unable to help. 910 AWP tested next, and he hits the leg, not the killing blow.
Big.
The damage done, it softens them up for the Blitz nade. And he's got both kills lined up on a platter. Blitz repels them, making up for a missed Molotov that nearly cost the Mongols dearly.
I think the molly landed. I think Furia mollied him at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw what you saw. I might be wrong, but the trajectory line looked good. Yeah, the molly landed and then Furia bounced one.
Wow.
Crazy how that happened.
Yeah, that was wild.
So much. Techno, huge spray though. Set up in middle. That molly forces Furia in.
Nice!
This is a map that it's risky to see Furia play anyway, considering they've had no success with this roster on it. Only 1 win over MIBR at the start of it. First time they've played it at the major so far. Do they have more in the tank here? Yakinda certainly does. A brutal entry kill onto one of the AWPs. He's going to just keep going.
Yeah,
He's
quick to take the space. This is good for Yakinda. Put so much pressure on the Mongols. Blitz gonna go looking for him, not able to find him on the long side. It takes MongolZ lending a helping hand.
Dude, Yakinda's won both of these A attacks with his entry work in 2 of the last 3 rounds. Finding incredible shots. Ooh, jump scare. It's not an AK, he's not interested. I mean, you shouldn't save. There's the real take. You shouldn't save here, you should just go for it. Because you have nothing to save for. They have full money next round. Oh, go for it, go for it! They're gonna win the round, they gotta go quick. Run through the smoke.
Fallen in the clutch, they're gonna push him together here, flash through, Fallen on the line! And this guy is a rifler, delivers that 1v2 to Furia, faith in their captain, knows the time's low, knows that one comes to MongolZ very late in the round. And so he just waits for that smoke push.
So crisp from Fallen, just bursting. 2 burst headshots. Has to be pinpoint, because they're going to trade you if not. Look like they flashed themselves, but they didn't even make it out of that smoke. Nice clutch for Fallen. In a round that MongolZ almost saved in when they have enough money to buy. They still manage everything they need. Orb is back. Yakinda's entries, not in vain. Scary. Oh, double nade down ramp. Fallen eats him. Wow. Okay, Furia, where's this come from? 3 instant entry.
Success all across the map. And now you just have to not give away this 5v2.
910 stayed on the line, he would have killed the bomb, but now he lets it in, and this is a round that you can't save in. Furia, damn good recovery on the T side. Like I said, no success on this map. No maps played at the major on Inferno. What a time for Furia to showcase what they got. And that's it, 6-6, split down the middle. Furia coming back into a BO1 to try and take down the Mongols, a match they've not won with this roster.
MongolZ represent the underdog, and they play very aggressive, in-your-face, aim-based Counter-Strike. All the names in the team can stand out, but Senzu and 910 especially so. I think they can be the game changers for both of the team as the star rifler and the AWPer. For 910, I think it's the lack of hours and lack of experience, but the pedigree in which he approaches the game. He looks like he's been doing it for a lot longer than he has, and he is in the conversation for one of the best AWPers in the world. This is a team that is taking baby steps in World Counter-Strike. You can't question the type of CS they bring to the server. It's well fleshed out, it's playing the top tier meta, but it's bringing their own flair. It's just experience on the big stages is what they still need to get. If MongolZ continue on this trajectory, they can and will go down as the best team from the Asian region in Counter-Strike of all time. They continue to compete against the world's best. They're not a gimmicky team. They are actually building time and time again on what they bring to the match. Considering the type of Counter-Strike that this team has been playing in recent history, they should be in the top 8, the playoffs of the major.
Furia versus MongolZ rages on here. We've already had a set of Brazilians finding success to open up the day. Well, now Furia trying to join them. To do that, they're taking on another of the favorites to make it into the playoffs, the MongolZ here. And with no clear victor in sight, the MongolZ change onto the T half.
Furia, odds favored, but this game is as close as it comes. MongolZ on a comfort map, getting to call the shots. Yuri's Julies should be a shoe-in here onto Messino. Can he duck the shot? MongolZ are in no hurry. And Furia say, that's fine, we'll wait. 3B, 2 apps, Julies tap out the first.
And they're going to go back into the triple B setup. All part of Fallen's master plan. He plays through this CT smoke. Dolberetta's a little bit of chip damage there. And Fallen makes another appearance. Darting through on contact of his teammates. 9-10 silenced as the dualies do a lot of heavy lifting there for Furia.
So sick because he comes through and drops his smoke and then they blind him, he gets out, and then Yukinda re-flashes him back through the smoke and they fight together. It's a really cool setup for Furia. And MongolZ darting through a smoke. Just gets speared. And Furia come through with a clean pistol round. Looking to take their first Inferno at the major against the MongolZ. But like you said, we've got as a shoe-in for playoffs. MongolZ one of the few teams taking the second round eco. It's a rarity. Deagle getting swapped around on an otherwise Glock full eco. Should be fine. Should be. Isn't. Scary. Pistol out. And Fallen's got it in the bag. What did he say?
He said, that wasn't pretty, man, but I got the job done.
Nice.
It's a good assessment of the situation there from Fallen. Knows that that round got uncomfortably close, but he was there to pick it up, and that's what matters.
4 kills. Now top of the board.
Lead locked in. And the MongolZ with their first buy round. They take that eco in the second, as you say, one of the few teams to do so. Means they can get these guns out fast as possible. Another skirmish for banana control out of Furia, but the MongolZ want to play no part in it. They're grouping fast to try and take this top mid spot away. Re-smoked. That's going to change the plan here for the MongolZ.
Yeah, one thing I have enjoyed from Furia is their util usage. Obviously, Fallen's T-side flashes isn't news to anyone, but they look like they have very good comms despite the clear, I guess, expected difficulties in communication that this Furia team should have. Some of these players speaking Portuguese their whole careers. Now I have to make the swap for English. Furia 3A, and K-Serato's backing up. It's a huge gap for the MongolZ. K-Serato's only going to have info from this position. He can't really commit to much. Gets back into the picture, they smoke him off, he breaks it open, and they wait just a second later. MongolZ are going to make it into this A site.
Yeah, make it across on the long side, get past that SMG, and now they start to sandwich Furia in. So quickly that goes from a 5v5 to a 5v1. Round is lost. And dominantly by this Furia squad. The Mongols just end up with so much room getting a play on their say-so once they get past Arch. There's nothing in it for Furia but this save on their captain. The Mongols are fully hunting this. They don't even have a player in the site right now. If Fallen was defused, like, he could go and defuse right now.
Yeah.
The site is empty.
Long just open. But Mongols keep their guns. Brutal execute as well. I mean, wasn't even too much to it. Just pushed Keserato back into spawn, waited his util, and then Furia felt like they had to come through some smokes. Some really close engagements. Fury should be getting that kill. And then the Apps man makes it look easy. What's Furia's solution to that kind of play? Because they have no kit in. Oh, they do on Fallen Brother. They just have 2 SMGs to hold them back.
Yeah, there was kind of like more gaps in that round than Furia would have liked, and I think that came from the fact that it was, you know, their attempt at a bonus, but it's not like the buy in this round is far better, with it being the one-man save. And so wanting a bit more info, wanting to try and play and make a move first, they get caught looking to re-aggro into Banana. That's 2 kills on a platter for the Mongols.
That's probably not what you were expecting, Furia. 5 players running out car together. Flash was good, but the manpower was undeniable. And Furia just get put on ice in yet another buy round. Back-to-back very clean ones for Mongols. And they know how decisive that save call is when the kills come through that clean, so they go hunting. But it doesn't look like they'll find anyone here. Go save your guns. Build up your money T-side. That's what Mongols were doing all first half as well, looking to save double orbs over AKs. To differing results.
Terrorists win.
But Furia caught off guard, caught sleeping back-to-back rounds.
That's the final timeout burned for Furia. They used 2 of them in that first half during the streak that the Mongols put together.
This is still a good time to use it because the game's not out of your hands yet. You're even. You get to talk about this 1 eco round, but then you also have a few seconds to maybe to discuss the rifle round upcoming. Because this is one where you feel like you maybe have to just make a play. And with the pace Mongols are playing, you could win a brawly round with 3 guns. The Mongols freeze off the back of that pause and wait for Furia to make the next move. They've taken 2 5 alive rounds. They are feeling very good right now. And so it is slow, it is more default. Banana control taken. Not jumping the gun. Boost over mid-smoke gets info, and we may even see Furia make a gamble. B-stack starting to form. The sooner Mongols go, the better.
Wonder if that pause is like a bit of a mind game here from Furia, because they even purchased up extra smokes coming into this round. Are they going to try and block?
Oh, don't block.
You kind of want the Mongols to commit here. Even though you have all this extra util, you want them going into the stack. So instead, these smokes are used defensively. Rifle boosted up back at the site. Keserato put in a position to succeed. One man has slipped the net, has made it past him, but hasn't been able to find Keserato yet, who's still alive.
No.
Still a threat.
No.
Keserato tries to play in and will get put down. Round still live, gun still hot. Furia going to reposition and set up for this retake. Blitz going back can alleviate a lot of pressure by winning that fight there. With MongolZ entrenched, Furia just down to 2. Might be worth sending in this pistol, seeing what Fallen can find, but looking to make out with the loot on MongolZ. And that seems to be the call for Furia. Fallen hangs around trying to maximize damage. And he's done a good job of that.
Blitz is trolling. He dies. Just trying to get in their head right now, but that's a Mongols 3v5, Harry. K-Serato, MongolZ find those 2 opening kills. The boost and the coffin player getting a couple early as that B-rush comes in. They don't block. They use the smokes perfectly, but Mongols get so much space. MongolZ gets back sight with 910 somehow. And K-Serato and Yakinda just get spammed through this smoke. So it all comes crumbling down. Blitz having fun with it, sure. We'll allow it. Mongols on a streak right now, 3 in a row. What a ridiculous game we're getting.
Triple B stack. The Mongols playing with one hell of a pace though up in the top mid. No smoke down to block this last time. That was what cooled off this top mid play. It comes through, but the Mongols don't look deterred by that smoke. They're going to play through this, flash out, Yuri blind. K-Serato narrowly escapes, but for how long? They're up through short, he's all on his lonesome. Desperately calling, please, he needs this help, his teammate's on the way over. Oh, Util continues to harass K-Serato, but his teammates will arrive. Looking to lay down that covering fire, Fallen provides assistance. K-Serato takes one to the grave. And here's the MongolZ AWP arriving, tapped out by Techno 4K. 1 versus 1. Time on his side, it's the reposition for Yakinda.
Does he go long?
All the way through the apartments. And these 2 fake taps, footsteps now made. He knows this next one is the real plant, the commitment to it. Yakinda on the line, collects that round and ties this game up again. A big clutch for Yakinda to find. Can tell that Techno's feeling the pressure, doesn't know his whereabouts. All those fake plants only galvanize Yakinda's flank and his faith in it.
Really nice shots for Techno. It's a nice try. Just a bit indecisive on that stick. Thought he was getting pressured earlier than he was. And Yakinda, a much needed round here for Furia to just stop this momentum, because let's look at these last 3 rounds for Mongols. What have they done? They did a quick arch pop, then they did back-to-back B hits early, and right there they just run through the mid smoke with 1 flashbang. Mongols are playing pretty oppressive CS, pretty disrespectful. They're not faking, they're not dragging the rounds out. They are committing very early. Nice hold for MongolZ, he's seen that before. So 910 snuffed out with a sniper on the top of the boost. Oh, Yakinda's in trouble here. They've used a lot of nades already. He is down half, but gets to reblock at the top of B. Doesn't even hear a tick, so being able to read, perhaps the Mongols are no longer in banana. He's going to go for a peek to clear it out. Mongols take mid control, and Furia know they do. As that nade baited for Fallen. Looks like it might have. Oh, it hit him! The flash hit him, they get the info.
That forced Fallen to make a play earlier than he was hoping for. MongolZ on this smoke walk now becomes someone who has to have kind of a defining moment here. Yuri provides cover. That's given MongolZ room to make a play. Yuri will fall, but his 1 kill kept MongolZ alive, and it's in this AWP that the hope keeps burning for Furia in this round. MongolZ goes on to close it with 1 hell of a multi-kill. And that gets the young guy on his feet, gets him yelling at the Mongols. 1 kill from Yuri, but with a lot of impact.
Yeah, he just spammed the smoke. They didn't even know the player was there. I don't know if he came on the mini-map. MongolZ walked right past him, and Yuri just saves his life, shooting through that smoke. My oh my, MongolZ puts him in a bag. 4 kills. and takes the lead back from the Mongols, who have been in control of this T side.
And dude, I mean, it's sick to see that MongolZ still is able to keep up these types of games, right? I think when we saw him for the very first time back in Astana playing in front of the home crowd, he came out swinging. He made a really, really good first impression. And I think he's kind of had this golden window of time whereby teams just still aren't that familiar with the guy. You might see some of the moves he likes to make, but he's an AWPer who calls his own shots, right? Makes his own moves. He's very varied in the playbook. And you haven't had a long enough time yet to get to grips with his patterns, how he likes to play.
Ooh.
I mean, damage hasn't been done, so he should be fine. That's actually not some mega heartbreaking DC.
No, that's on the top of the round.
But yeah, you know, I think it's really, really cool. Like, this is always the thing, right? Whenever you have an AWPer kind of make a big splash early on, one of the more recent ones that springs to mind is like an Ultimate in Team Liquid. And they look really, really good out of the gates. But as squads get familiar with how they like to play, the moves they like to make, what is the sort of ebb and flow of this AWP, the type of player they are?
Yeah.
You know, that's where it gets very, very hard as an AWP to maintain that level. But for MongolZ, don't think you've seen him slow down individually. Still has these games where he steps up, he dominates, still playing the same confident brand of Counter-Strike.
And that's really cool.
And when you look at the time from his debut to now, it's been 2 events on the build-up to the major.
Exactly. And he's also a very self-sufficient AWPer. It doesn't ever seem like he needs a lot of setup or a lot of resources. Like, he's out on his own a lot of the time, very mobile, just filling in gaps. And I'm sure he's kind of a dream AWPer for Fallen in that sense on CT sides, because he is so mobile. He's not this, like, turret who's just going to hold down one line, and if they, you know, like a Shiro-esque, they don't come your way, you're out of the round. Like, he, you know, watching him on CT side train at Astana was beautiful, because he would take a shot Ivy, peek back 6, next thing you know, he's holding up a B, he's back through Z, he's supporting A, like, he's everywhere, and doesn't require a lot of setup. Maybe requires some room, but he's worth it. Putting on a great game right now, 18 and 9. Rifling as well, not an issue for this guy. Very young, inexperienced player, fits in well alongside Yakindar. Future's bright for this guy, and for Furia as a whole, I think. First time we've really been inspired by Furia in years is with this roster.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for Furia as an organ, and for the 2, you know, like long-standing members here in Yuri and Keserato, it's like the peak of this squad felt like it was still a haunting memory for Furia, which was Rio. And since that point, it's really only been regression for Furia, moving backwards. That's why this move to international kind of felt like it had to come through.
Yeah, and then you say, what, we're going to get MongolZ and Yakindar? Really? Who are these guys? Yakindar now? And he's played some great games in the Furia jersey. Really revitalized after his break. Clearly needed it. MongolZ caught in the open, still gets his one shot off, but it's down to the pit player. Yuri's getting wrapped on the long side. He has 0 support.
Yeah, he's in this all alone, and the util is making life very uncomfortable for Yuri. That's a wild opener for him to find, but he can't recover it.
No way you give it up now. Gotta look in.
3. Really feel like you want to give this a go. Resmoked at the library.
Really a good smoke, though. That's better. That might make the decision. They have Yakindar up short. He's going to go apps. But if he doesn't get a kill quick, this one will fizzle out.
The Fury are always willing to lend a bit of time to these Yakindar flanks. Let's see if it's well-founded. Fallen trying to tee him up with util out from short. Yakindar drops down into the pit. Man in the back line. They're still worried about this long wrap, and they'll deal with both of them. Yakindar and Keserato plucked from that retake.
Yeah, annoyingly, that pit molly, I love the idea. They set up Yakindar for the kill, but he's just a second too slow. The molly's a second too early. He can't actually catch that pit player repositioning, and that wastes a lot of time as Yakindar drops in, trying to find that gun. His team have to go. The clock is low. Nice trade on MongolZ as well. Catching him 1-for-1 is a good trade with the game he's having for the Mongols, and they level up to 10-10, putting Furia on pistols. Oh, humbled a bit, but this is Furia waiting to fight for the last couple of rounds. one smoke to try and keep Mongols back, but they can break it and go if they like. That is the call. Flank forced here. Oh dear, knives out, nades out, but guns pulled. Make this one easy enough. What? Guys? Yeah, thank you.
This is the buy that Furia have been waiting for. This is where they have to save themselves on Inferno, or else the Mongols, right as it looked like the sun was about to set on this match, claw their way back into it, breaking Furia's bank right at the tail end of this game. And you know, if this was an opening game anywhere but at the major, you'd be fine saying, well, both teams have played well here. They both looked good. Because that is kind of the vibe that I've got for the Mongols. It's your dream type of scoreboard, everyone pulling their weight. No hard carry required. A team game. For Furia, they've put this Stage 3 team, one of the favorites to make it into the playoffs, one of the hardest hitters in groups, to their very limits. But day one of the major matters a hell of a lot. And you don't want to lose by these close margins, knowing that 1 or 2 rounds falling slightly differently would have made a world of difference to your major run.
Yeah, it changes everything, these BO1s. They come and go so quick. Who will be the victor of Inferno? Mongols on the precipice. Got a lurker outside of B right now, and that might tempt Mongols in.
Really trying to contain this, though. It feels like he's got the read that they want to play for CT.
Yeah, but the backstab might be a big problem. Yakinda's sort of holding it, but he's trying to assist on that B site. Oh, ugly whiff for Techno, but he's got teammates by his side. They also can't close kills. This is getting ugly right now. Now the A players can come and assist. Got to hold the line, and it's falling to the MP9s, where Mongols do 3-on-2. Not going to happen. It all goes wrong. That was Techno's chance with 2 players looking the wrong way in CT spawn. Could not take the kill. Magisk-esque. And that's an ugly way for your round to just die.
It feels really rough, purely because it's like, you know that Fallen just pieced together your round before the Mongols were even fully aware what they wanted to do with that CT space. They go, they take it, they get the map control they were hoping for, but then they get challenges from areas they just weren't ready for. Double peaked in CT, swung out from the arch side. A very good kind of set reaction there from Furia once they get this contact in towards the spawn. Something else that I think's been a treat about this Furia squad is getting to see Fallen call with some proper pieces around him. You know, there were times where it felt kind of rough, knowing that you had Keserato and Yuri, guys with such a good ceiling in the Brazilian scene, 2 very heavy hitters, struggling to find success under Fallen's leadership. But there's no doubt that Yakinda adding in some much-needed, like, early aggression, risky space-taking ability, combined with Fallen moving onto the rifle, being able to do some of that himself. Feel like it's helped out Furia's actual, you know, individuals so much, and it's given Fallen a lot stronger basis to call around. Yeah, that was a read from him that just pieced together, you know, what could have been a back-breaking loss. Now they have a second chance at 11-11. They're the ones who could break the Mongols' money in the final round of regulation.
Oh, after taking that full eco in the round prior, it all might be worth it here for Furia. Just got to stay aware, right? Mongols, their best success on this T site came from quick pops, going through smokes, grouped CS, trading really well. Like you said, no one star has put Mongols on 11 rounds. It's been a team game. God, don't get wallbanged. That would be a disaster.
It does wallbang this too.
Yeah, but it seems like they've avoided it for now. Double on this position is very scary. One anti-flash, MongolZ AWPing the short side, and Poland in the pit as well. This is going to be a bloodbath, and it's all MongolZ blood. 2v5 in the blink of an eye. Those are the rounds that were working earlier, but Furia have found the remedy. Numbers, nice setup, and MongolZ with no smoke have to kill Yakinda cleanly if they were ever going to win this round on B.
It's another great setup, another great read from Fallen as well, right? Keeping that quad A stack, ready to repel a top mid play.
What a flash.
He's had the read on the MongolZ throughout this CT half, and it'll keep going. That's Furia up onto match point.
And it's not just the read, Harry, it's the perfect flash to put Yakinda in, who's just defending ruins. He doesn't even want that bomb site in essentially a 1-on-2 in B. And Fallen tees him up perfectly to win that round. So no 2v5 antics here for the MongolZ. They may fall short here on Inferno. 5 pistols. This one is made for Furia.
This is such a wild time for Yakinda to get this aggressive all the way down through Banana. We'll start to fall back a little bit now, tapering off in that early aggression.
The fact
Bare
that
minimum, firing off down from bottom B, going to waste a lot of time for the MongolZ if they go back to Banana control. They have to clear deep B now.
The fact that Furia are sitting on round 24, about to win, and K-Strato's 7-14 is also such a testament to just the team right now being solid, and obviously MongolZ putting on a great game, but it's not even felt like he's been a problem. He's in a rotator position, and he is in a 0.5 KD, and it's not really been an issue for Furia. Still maybe an exploitable piece in this round for the MongolZ, but it's a good sign for the Brazilian squad to close on this lead.
This aggression from Yuri
Done.
tees him up even more so to make this a done deal. Furia in the full 24 rounds push the MongolZ to their very limits and past the breaking point. And from being very aggressive and in your face, Furia sit back now in a 5-on-3. Faith in the MongolZ AWP to help walk this one over the line. One kill back, sure, but the layers of defense here, 9-10 cut down. It's Furia with the victory in a long back and forth game. They take down the MongolZ, and they do so with MongolZ at the helm. His AWP a force to be reckoned with. And you know, if this trend keeps up, MongolZ very much one for the future. This guy is on track for one hell of a debut year at the top level.
Yeah, why one for the future, one for the present right now. First tier 1 tournament, gets into the playoffs and takes a map off with one of the best teams in the world, performs incredibly well in his home country, comes to the major now, and not only gets through stage 2, now they've taken down as the underdog MongolZ in the first game on a BO1, and that was a match that MongolZ for a moment looked like they were about to swarm those T-side pops that they won 3 rounds in a row in. I thought that was MongolZ heating up, or they get put back on ice, body bagged by the young Kazakh, and Fallen's Furia coming through with an upset victory. Very impressed to see Furia right now and what they can do moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Fallen called the blinder of a game. There were many times where it felt like he was one step ahead of the MongolZ, so it's a great first showing from Furia in stage 3. We'll watch keenly to see if they can keep up these types of performances.